This is my 1979 Toyota pickup named Felix. He started out as a $400 truck that I got from a guy who was taking him to the scrapyard because he couldn't keep the truck running. We ended up towing him home and cleaning up the alternator terminals, and he ran perfect for a year before the engine decided to quit and had a rod knock in it. So I decided I had two options, either junk it, put a new engine in it, or build him into something awesome. So here he is.
Felix started out life as a 1979 Toyota pickup in stock form. We bought it from a friend. We bought it for $400 because the junkyard was going to give him $300. He said, if you gave me more than junkyard, you can have it. So we gave him $400 for it. So here it is. This is the work of my wife. I wish I could take credit for it, but I can't. She did all this work.
I'm not the girl that I used to be. Sometimes I'm more than words. I'm beyond what I once was. I don't believe in love it, hey, hey. If I want something, I got it, hey, hey. Oh baby, I don't need love me, hey, hey. Cause the love I cannot buy it. Wasn't real with you, boy. Real, wasn't real with you, boy. You won't give me too much chances. I don't care, I'm fine, I'm fancy brighter. Yeah. Yeah, oh boy, I'm telling goodbye, yeah, oh boy, I'm telling goodbye.
So let me just walk you through just a little bit of what's been done, and hopefully you like it. Let me start off with the bed. The bed's pretty good. This was a factory short bed, and that no, doesn't look like it, but we took the short bed, we cut 7 inches from the rear and moved it up front and grafted it in to move the wheel wells back. So that way the wheel wells sit right above it. Most people think it's a factory long bed that's been bobbed, but it isn't. The hooks are the only thing that we didn't change really to let you know that it was a short bed. It would have had 3 stock factory hooks, and we just left them messed up for that reason. Other than that, the truck was kind of a yellow and silver. We went through and painted it black. We had a friend help us really do all the painting. My wife's favorite color was lime green, so lime green has been added to everywhere. We put Method racing wheels on their bead locks, and that they are lime green. Inside, and probably can't tell very well, but we have purple. The Method is purple, and that was just done for her color combination. We rhino lined the bed gray. We got a tintable rhino line, but surprisingly enough, it wouldn't tint. We dumped a gallon of black in there, and it still stayed gray, so it's great. Up here, we have my wife's hand-drawn paint job. Can't commit any crimes because he is noticeable. You'll get arrested.
Well, the green that is on Felix is a custom color matched to the powder coat that is on the armor of the axles. Basically, its own paint coat, if you want to say. It has its specific parameters that make it its own code. We basically painted the whole front end green first, and then we did a big sticky sheet over top of the hood here, and I literally hand drew and cut out each of the little rips that we have in here. So it gives the illusion that it's a sticker, but it's actually just 2 layers of paint. So this is all hand-drawn, painted over, and cut out by hand. I have my new 7-inch round KC lights. They are all LED, have an awesome bright beam at night. Awesome custom grill done up in there green and my Toyota symbol in purple. I wanted purple on the truck because I wanted everybody to know it's a girl's truck, but I don't really like pink. So purple is the next best thing.
Under the hood, we have a Chevy 4.3. That's a funny story. I had a 1987 Toyota 4Runner on 42s. We were out in Moab and I blew a power steering line. And would you know it that freaking nobody in Moab could get me a Toyota power steering line to fix it. I had to go to a shop and have them custom build me a high pressure line. So that really dampened having a Toyota in Moab. So when her engine blew, we discussed engine options. We were going to go with a Toyota 3.4, but a Chevy Vortec is everywhere. It's just like a Chevy 350. Parts are readily available, so if we blow something up in that on a trail run, and then if there's an auto parts store close, chances are very good that they have the part we need in stock.
It is run by a standalone HAL harness that runs the engine. The other harness on the outside runs all of the exterior lighting, everything like that is done by Painless. Has a stock radiator, Toyota radiator, has a hydraulic steering system done by Trail Gear. It's a Trail Gear fully hydraulic kit. It has an electric fan on the front here. It's mini built 9,500 pound winch.
We have a custom built mount for the winch. We couldn't find a bumper we really liked, and we really didn't like anything we came up design wise on building one. So we just put a simple winch here, simple winch mount. The Toyota axle down front is a second gen axle. It has a factory bottom truss, and then we added the top truss. We have a Trail Gear full hydraulic setup.
It's got 14-inch King coilovers with Trail Gear's 6-shooter knuckles. It's got fully custom exhaust, completely wraps around the oil pan.
As you can see, the tires are Maxxis Creepy Crawlers. Funny story, we absolutely hated these things when we first put them on. But the more you run them, the more you wear them down, the better they hook up. And I don't know that we'll change tires again. These have really done well for us.
That's nice new turn signals from Trail Gear. They're all LED.
And that, you can see the Toyota badges are nicely purpled.
Custom door panels made by yours truly. I got my steering wheel that's all painted in my purple. Removable, completely removable.
Fiberglass dash. We got that from Canada, from a company in Canada.
Gauges made by Autometer. Those are lovely custom gauges with our speedometer that is all controlled by GPS. There's a little GPS sending unit up here, so I don't have anything running to my transmission. There's the switches from 12-volt guy, runs everything with a push button start. We have the shifter knobs from twistedshifters.com. I have my doubler shifter, and then the rear shifters are 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, and 4 high, 4 low.
Built by Mastercraft. These are suspension seats. These are amazing. Last time we talked to the Mastercraft dealer, they don't even make this option anymore. So these are truly one-of-a-kind seats for this truck. 5-point harness, and again, as you can tell, girl's truck. Let me show you one other little neat feature here is there is no gas pedal. There is a bar for a gas pedal. My wife, who loves this truck, we have a gas pedal for it, but she loves the bar more than the gas pedal. I tried to put the gas pedal in, but she wouldn't have it. So she drives with a bar.
And the reason for that is I feel that I have more control with my toes on the bar than I would in basically having the swivel pedal that was normally in a stock Toyota. I feel like I have a little more control, and it makes it just a little more custom to Felix. I have my custom Wench Controls, so plan B. If plan A is not working, always go to plan B. My Wench one is for the rear suck down winch. He's got a 5-speed Toyota transmission mounted to the Vortec by a Advanced Adapters kit.
The shifters, you can see, are all custom. Every one of them has been custom made. They have the thread pitch for Toyota on these. And yes, we do have a lot of shifters. We have doublers underneath, and that 2.2 in the low range box and 4.7s in the transfer case. The front is a 3-link. The rear is a 4-link, both from Trail Gear. The front axle has a Detroit True Track locker. The rear has a Detroit locker in it.
Interior cage was made by Innovation 4x4. It was a really nice welding kit. Everything comes in and you just weld it all together. Really nice kit. Trail Gear sliders. So the bed is kind of a funny story. My husband wanted me to flatbed this truck. And to be honest, I don't like the flatbed look at all. I love to be able to have a truck bed to do anything, to be able to haul anything, to be able to just have the parameters of the bed itself. So we ended up grabbing another bed and we ended up modifying that so that the wheel wells were going to be over top of the wheels themselves and not off center. We thought that would look a little bit funny, so we ended up cutting 9 inches out of the rear of the bed and moving it up front. And that sounds like a lot of work, and it was, but it is worth every penny just because I made a short bed into another short bed, but it is actually longer in certain areas where no other short bed is. The only way you can tell it's modified is the hooks are in the wrong place, and I left that there personally just because anybody seeing a stock Toyota is going to go, those hooks are in the wrong place. Why is that? So. Back around this side, we have my custom lettering made just for Felix. TRD usually has a 4x4. Well, sometimes you need more than a 4x4, you need a Felix. So my tailgate here is one of the most favorite pieces of Felix just because it's got the old refrigerator hinges on it. Love that. And of course my custom purple colors across there. He's also got his own little name tag down here. Make sure you recognize Felix when you see him on the road. We've got a Trail Gear back bumper that's been modified to fit the frame rails. So let's go down to the rear axle here. This is a 2nd generation Toyota IFS rear end. It has a custom disc brake conversion kit on it. It's got 529 gears and a Detroit locker in the rear with Trail Gear's triangulated 4-link in the back. It's got 16-inch coil reservoir, remote reservoir back here. It's got all armor from Trail Gear on it. We have all the parts that you need for recovery. We have our high lift jack, you have your spare tire. The funny story about the spare tire is that at the time we were ready to go wheeling, we needed a spare tire just to be able to make sure we had everything that we needed right away. I wasn't able to get a Maxxis creepy crawler, so the next best thing was a Maxxis Trepidor radial. So that's the reason my tire is mismatched. But I also wanted to try the radial, so that's only seen the ground pavement probably like twice. But anyway, so we run a radial spare tire.
We have a 17-gallon RCI fuel tank. We have spare parts, tools, hoses in here. We carry tools, wrenches, sockets, and all that stuff, pliers in here. We have a high lift jack in case of emergencies. In that we have fluids. We have enough oil to do an oil change on the trail, and we keep enough power steering fluid to do a power steering flush on the trail if we need to. We have gear oil, enough gear oil to change 1 diff. Hopefully we don't blow 2. And we have a spare thing of radiator fluid, just in case. You will see here we have a Warren suck down winch. That is purely for when we're going down steep inclines. My wife will suck the winch down and to compress those springs so they don't try to push past you. And then we have a dual battery setup for Felix. It was kind of overkill, but we just decided that if you ever were out there and stopped your truck and hung out and had lunch and all of a sudden couldn't start it again, that would be a bad thing, especially out in the middle of nowhere. So we put 2 batteries to hopefully stop that from happening. We also have a CB in case things go wrong.
Obviously my custom pinstriping around this side makes everything awesome with Felix's self-clearancing fenders.
I'm not your girl. gotta save me from myself, this emptiness.
So anyway, that's my truck. I hope you all liked it, and then see you next time on another project that we're doing.